Hi, good morning. It's Carrie Scroggins from KDS Insurance Services down in Texas. And today I wanted to talk about a claims subject that is very confusing for most people, and it causes delays in your payments for your homeowners policies, especially when there is roofing involved in it. And so I wanted to take just a few minutes and talk about this. If you don't know me, again, my name is Carrie Scroggins. I own KDS Insurance Services just outside the Houston area. I have over 42 years of experience in the insurance business, so I have lots of experience. I know the industry back and forth, and I am here to help you along the way to become a better consumer when it comes to insurance and understand all of the processes associated with that particular industry. It can be very, very confusing and frustrating, and I get that, believe me. Not only am I an agent, but I'm a consumer, so I am right there with you on those frustration areas, especially right now in Texas, where our market is incredibly difficult right now. So let's talk about homeowners claims, okay, and what generally happens with homeowners claims. Most of the carriers today want a statement from you, so they want you to actually call the carrier or call the broker and say, hi, my name is so-and-so, and I would like to open a claim. I had a hailstorm. It happened 2 days ago at 10 o'clock in the evening, and my home is secure, but I have roof damage, and I've had someone come out, and they've told me that I need to have a new roof. And so you are making a statement to the carrier. The carrier will then assign that to a claims adjuster, and then that claims adjuster will work with you on documentation and things that are needed. Something that has changed in the marketplace significantly in the last year is the agent's involvement in this particular process. The carriers want to hear from the clients, and they want the clients to actually be making the statements because it is the client's policy. Now, if you've got a question or a concern about your claim, by all means, call your agent, and the agent will walk you through that, give you the name of your carrier, your policy number, and a phone number to call. But the actual processing of your claim must transpire between you and the carrier. Your agent has absolutely no influence on what happens in this process, okay? Your agent is the sales representative for the carrier, and your agent cannot make any decisions whatsoever about what they're going to pay you, okay? So we need to understand that. Your agent has no clout when it comes to that whatsoever. They simply facilitate the relationship between you and the carrier, and it is your requirement that you are now required, but I'd say 95% of the carriers want to hear from you, and they want you to open the claim. They don't want the agent to open the claim because 9 times out of 10 they're going to want a statement from you as the client. So the claims adjuster opens the claim, and then you start working on your way. And generally speaking, what happens is there's 2 processes to a homeowner's claim. There's an initial payment and then a supplement payment. The initial payment is for the initial starting of the process. In this case, let's talk about a roof being replaced. They want to know who's replacing the roof. They want to know the details of the vendor who's replacing the roof, what their estimate is, and then the insurance company and the claims adjuster at that point may ask to see additional documentation, which must come from you and your roofer, okay? You submit that all in, and the claims process is started, and they start the process of replacing your roof, and they work with the carrier. The carrier sends out an initial payment. 99% of the carriers today are holding what is called a depreciation or supplement payment until they get what is called a certificate of completion or documentation from your vendor, your roofer, that your repairs are completely done. This is really important. Carriers are not going to release your full amount for your claim minus your deductible without documentation that the repairs have been completed. Some of them actually require a certificate of completion from your roofer. Some of them will just take paid invoices and proof, photos, receipts, invoices that your repairs have been done. Because what has happened in the past is insurance companies have written checks to consumers to go and repair their roof, and they don't do that. They simply pocket the money, never get the roof repaired, and then they submit secondary and third requests for roof repairs when the initial claim was never done. And so the carriers have now decided, well, we're not going to release the full amount until the consumer and their vendor, their roofer, prove that the roof has actually been replaced and the repairs are completed. Once you submit that documentation to your carrier, then they will release the final depreciation payment, or it can also be called a secondary or supplement payment. So there's an initial payment, and then it proceeds through the claim and the repairs are done, and then it is the vendor's responsibility or the roofer contractor to then submit to the carrier the proof that the repairs have been done. Once that is done and that is settled and deductibles are collected, then and only then can you expect to get the remaining balance for the paid amount on your roof. It's really important to understand the process. There's also a lot of confusion on actual cash value versus depreciation. The easiest way to understand this is to think about buying a car. When you buy a car, you walk into the dealership and the car is worth $40,000. Brand new. It's got 5 miles on it. You take it for a test drive. You decide, okay, I'm going to buy it. I now have 10 miles on that vehicle. You go, you sign all the paperwork, you take possession of the vehicle. The minute you take that vehicle off that lot, that $40,000 vehicle has already been depreciated. If you totaled it on the way home, you would not get the $40,000 in payment from your insurance company minus your deductible, because they are going to depreciate that vehicle instantaneously. Depreciation is they depreciate or they take away value on that property. The same thing happens with roofs. If you have any roof that's over 10 years old, 90% of the carriers in the state of Texas will not give you replacement costs, meaning they'll replace the whole thing for the entire amount. They're going to depreciate the value of that roof for any roof over 10 years old. Some of them have even dropped that number to less than 10 years old. So you have replacement costs. Let's say your roof is $20,000 and it's only been on your house for 5 years. And you've got to have a new one. You had a major storm come through, and the carrier is going to pay you the replacement cost. So if it cost $40,000, that's what you're going to get paid minus your deductible. With depreciation, if your roof is older than that amount and the roof costs $20,000 to be replaced, not only are they going to take your deductible, but they're also going to take a depreciated amount. There's no way to know what that depreciated amount is. It depends on the carrier, the age of the roof. But let's just say, for example, the depreciation is $5,000 and your deductible is $3,000 and you have a $20,000 roof. So you have a $20,000 roof minus your $3,000 deductible. Then they're going to take another $5,000 or a total of $8,000 off for your deductible and your depreciated amount because you have an older roof. It is becoming very difficult in the state of Texas to find carriers, first of all, that will even write homeowners anymore, but then secondly, write homeowners with guaranteed replacement cost. It's just becoming very, very difficult. The insurance companies are moving very rapidly all the time to making consumers take more of the responsibility of insuring their property upon themselves. So the insurance is not going to pay you your deductible, and they're not going to pay you your depreciated amount for your old roof. Okay? At the end of your claim, they've determined what that value is. They've taken your deductible and they've taken your depreciation. Once you have submitted, or your vendor has submitted, proof that those claims, the repairs for your claim has been completed and your roof is new and everything is done, the vendor, your roofer, must submit documentation and proof to the carrier that they've completed the job. It's just that simple. That is where we are in the world of homeowners insurance. The days of just writing a consumer a check and not verifying that repairs are done are over and gone. You just cannot be written a check and not take the money and use it for what it is for, which is fixing your home. I hope this helped. I know it's frustrating. I know it's confusing. But this is one of the reasons why you need to be making sure that you are reviewing and understanding your homeowner's insurance. Reviewing, do you know whether you have a replacement cost policy? Do you have a depreciated policy? What is your deductible? What is the insurance company's expectation from you and your vendor? The way to understand all of this is to read your documentation, but to also work with your agent. Your agent is the facilitator of the relationship between you, the consumer, and the carrier. The agent is the middleman. But please remember, agents have absolutely no power when it comes to decisions that are made on what is going to be paid on your policy and what is not. We don't have that power. That power we never had. It was an assumption by the public that we had that power. We never had it. I've been in this business 42 years, and I don't know an agent that's ever had that power, including myself. So, I'm Carrie from KDS Insurance Services. If you have questions or you'd like to reach out to me, I'm perfectly okay with that. Go to my main landing page, which is my name, www.carriedevlinscroggins.com. You can reach all of my businesses through that page, including my insurance agency. You can communicate, text message, and email me from that page, and I will definitely get back to you. Just leave me a message, shoot me a note, and I'll get back to you just as quickly as I can. Normally, it's within 24 to 36 hours. So, hope this helps clarify some of your confusion when it comes to homeowners claims in the state of Texas. This is Carrie. Have a wonderful afternoon.